want to know a way to approach it before I can talk to them better. The best we can do is just, like talk to them and lead by example.
And what you need to do is kind of like find a common ground, something, that good for both of y'all, and then, you just go in with that.
The more subtle, just speak to them.
Just go to them, but don't be aggressive. You see what I'm saying? Speak to them like they children. Speak to them like you the parent that really love them.
Sometimes you gotta get creative.
Yes.
Family is strength. Family is important. Family is important. Family is all we got. A lot of people don't have family.
We ain't stopping until we make a change. Season 4, GMP 2025. We ain't stopping until we make a change.
Grown Man Podcast, Grown Man Podcast, Grown Man Podcast. Grown Man Podcast, Grown Man Podcast.
We ain't stopping until we make a change.
Grown Man Podcast, Grown Man Podcast, Grown Man Podcast. Grown Man Podcast, Grown Man Podcast.
We ain't stopping until we make a change.
We ain't stopping until we make a change. Informing our community on some bigger and some better things. Injecting your mind frame with positivity and the things you need to change. Let me explain.
Oh no, the gangster just crept through the back door. Spitting venom on the theme for season 4. Grown Man Podcast refined. If you in this kind of these lyrics, then like and subscribe. Gangsta gone, in other words, I'm out of here. Every Tuesday, 7:30, man, let this shit here.
You gotta tune in the knowledge, wisdom, and power. Giving it to you on the hour.
Grown Man Podcast, Grown Man Podcast, Grown Man Podcast. Grown Man Podcast, Grown Man Podcast.
We ain't stopping until we make a change.
Grown Man Podcast, Grown.
Welcome, 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 and welcome. You're now tuned in to Grown Men Podcast. Real men, real issues with real solutions. Thank y'all so much for joining us and tuning in. I am your host, Another Chance, live right here from Orlando, Florida. We are blessed to be in the building. This is season 4, episode 4. Good numbers. We feeling good. God is good. God is great. So again, we're just grateful to be here, and we're glad that you are tuning in and that you're here with us tonight. So God bless you. We got a wonderful show for you tonight. If I can go ahead and bring aboard my host, you guys know her so well. She started this year, season 4, and we are so grateful to have her here. Her name is Trinice B. Welcome. What's going on, sis? I think you might be muted, sis. Might be muted.
Hey y'all, welcome back. This is your girl Trinice B. I am your co-host for tonight, and you guys sit back, share, like, love, subscribe, do it all. But tonight is gonna be the night.
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you so much for joining us, Trinice. You know we always appreciate your presence. God bless you, sis. How was your week? Did you have a good week?
I did. I got a lot accomplished. I had to literally just sit down and try to get up a plan for the next 6 months. So that was very interesting. But this week was so far so good.
Mm-hmm.
You
gotta keep strategizing. You're gonna always be strategizing. Always be strategizing.
Outside of me needing my hair done and my nails done, I'm good.
Yeah. I hear you. Well, I'm glad that all is well. I want to send a quick shout out to Gangster. He may pop in with us. He may not. We're not sure. If he does, great. If not, we'll see him next week. Gangster, we appreciate you and love you, brother. Any shout outs? Sis, before I bring aboard our guest,
Well, I want to shout out my boy Gangster. You listen, your presence is needed. I want to give a shout out to my grandkids that has been working very hard on listening. It's real over here in the field,
yeah,
and I want to give a shout out to those that's just holding it down. As always, our single parents, our grandmothers and grandfathers that are standing in the gap for their adult children and their grandchildren. So I just want to give a shout out to those that are holding the family down.
mm-hmm. Good stuff, good stuff. I want to give a couple shots out. Shouts out to my beautiful fiance Toya. We appreciate you. She's
Yeah,
always there for me.
first lady.
Yeah, man. Shouts out to my mom. She's 75. I want to give a shouts out to my pastor, High Power Miracle of Faith Church, Jake Simons. Shouts out to Free Cypher, one of the original hosts of Grown Man Podcast, my brother. And if I miss anybody, to all of the guests and the fans, I love you, man. Much love and appreciation, man. Let's keep it moving, man. I got a great show for y'all tonight. We're gonna bring aboard our guest host for the evening. Now, if I can introduce this guy, this guy was the host, the original host from season 1 and season 2. Okay, he's been with us for a long time. He's the man behind the music. And you guys hear the theme song from season 1, season 2, season 3, and season 4. They're all different. He created all those beats. We collaborated and put all that stuff together. So he's a good mastermind. Y'all put y'all hands together. I'll let him do all the talking and bragging. Great.
How's everybody doing this evening?
Good.
Yeah.
Good, brother.
What's up, bro? First of all, I want to give shout outs to God, my family, and everyone that's here tonight, and everyone that's out there that's watching us tonight. So, I make beats. I make my beats and stuff, and I appreciate my man Chance and his family for, looking out for me, doing their part, doing everything they needed to do.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate that. But if y'all want to contact me, my email is gonna be running across the bottom. You know how to find me. I'm in Orlando, and I just want to say thank you for this moment, man.
Yeah, man, you're more than welcome, brother. This is your stage. This is your stage. You remember day one?
Oh yeah.
Remember day one? We go back, 4 years doing this podcast thing. MJB was there with me when we started WOKB 1680.
Yes.
4 years. It might have been 5 years ago now. It's a long time ago.
Yeah, we still hanging, man. We still here, man.
Yeah, man. We still rolling, man.
That's
we
real.
Still rolling, man.
Yeah.
That's why I say, you keep those relationships good, tight, man. You grow with them. Grow with them.
Well, I am definitely honored to be a part of this podcast for season 4. It is absolutely amazing to be connected with such, kings. And what you guys are doing, it is effective and it's powerful. So I'm glad to be a part.
Well, we're grateful to have you a part, sis. You're making a history. with
Right.
podcast. So you know what I mean. So this is
your first lady.
Yeah, this is bigger than what it may seem. But yeah, the fans love you. I've been getting nothing but good feedback. So I'm sure you'll be with us for many years to come. So thank you again.
Amen.
For taking your time.
Yes, thank you.
Which is very valuable. You take your time and you say, "Here, I'll give it to you guys." It's appreciated, and I feel the same way to my family and my friends. So thank you.
Amen.
Well, if all minds and all hearts are clear, any announcements you want to shout out? MJB, anybody you want to shout out? Your people, your fans, your family, maybe.
No, I'm good. I mean, everybody good. Appreciate everybody.
Okay, then let's get this show started.
Get it started.
Today's current events.
Everyone, just want to thank you all for being here. I'm Sheriff Lopez, Osceola County Sheriff's Office. I'm so proud of my agency today and pleased to announce that we've been wrapping up one of the largest fentanyl drug busts in Osceola County's history. We call this operation My Brother's Keeper. In this operation, we had a total of 26 people arrested for drug trafficking charges, and we believe there may be more to come. These 26 people were all tied to what was essentially a drug business. All these people were moving drugs and money around Osceola and Orange County as a group. They kept this business alive and thriving right under our noses. As of today, I'm happy to say this business is closed. We have shut down this operation, shut down their customers, and shut down one of the largest fentanyl operations in one investigation that I have seen since I have been here at this agency. Before I go any further, I have to express my greatest thanks to the Office of Statewide Prosecution. Nicole, she's here. You know, in order to get good cases prosecuted, it's important to have this partnership with the state attorney's office. And she was here, she helped spearhead this and work together with our agents. And I'm sure they were calling her at different times and throwing stuff at her. And she was saying, this is good, this is good, this is no good. Because they're the ones that ultimately are going to prosecute these cases and put these people in prison for a very long time. So we just want to thank them. The work we did here, the vast majority of these 26 individuals are looking at 25-year minimum mandatory prison sentences. But every single one of these individuals has at least a 7-year minimum mandatory sentence. This is an example of the whole justice system working together the way it should, getting criminals and drug traffickers off the streets. Now in this case, it didn't start as a huge operation. It actually started our undercover agents buying small amounts of drugs from two brothers. And that's one of the reasons why it was called My Brother's Keeper. It started with agents started buying maybe 6 grams of fentanyl, which on the street can cost roughly $50 to $70 per gram. However, some bigger buys were conducted with the brothers in which they started selling up to 100 grams of fentanyl at one time. Once we saw that amount, we knew that these brothers were getting a supply from somewhere else and that this was not a normal operation. It was much bigger than just small-time drug dealers. What came next was 3-month-long thorough investigation using the help of some of these individuals that you see here today. DEA, HIDA, the Florida Highway Patrol, members of the Orange County Sheriff's Office, and statewide prosecution. Together we used cutting-edge law enforcement technology, surveillance techniques, and informants to investigate this case. All those pieces coming together, and what we all worked hard was to get results, and that's what we got, some good results. Over 1,300 grams of fentanyl was seized in this operation. We have a demonstration of the amount here. Is that our little brick there? Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. We won't say his name. He's protected. So roughly 1.3 kilograms of fentanyl seized here. Over 1 kilogram of cocaine seized, 53 grams of cannabis, roughly $73,000 in cash, 9 different firearms, and examples of those firearms are here. We seized 5 different vehicles. We even seized a house we believe that was purchased with drug money and used for drug operations. Everyone here that you see in this PowerPoint, they are in one shape, way, or form connected and dealing drugs, poisoning our community.
Okay, shouts out for coverage of that video. We appreciate the coverage of that video to the news team. And congratulations on a job well done for that arrest. If I must say. Before you guys, I just want to say something real quick. I had my nephew, I went through something, that involved, some things like that. So I know how bad that stuff can be. You know what I mean? And they say these guys were purchasing
100 at a time.
$100 grams at a time. So what do you think they're doing with that? They're breaking it down and they put it in your drugs. They putting it in your pills. They putting it in your cocaine. They putting it in your marijuana. They putting it in everything. So I think that was a wonderful, wonderful job for them to do that.
Drugs off the street.
Great job.
Yeah.
Great job.
I'm happy for you.
Yeah.
You know, coming from you know, the world of the streets and sitting back and looking at what I just looked at, you know, when you're in the streets, you really don't see how harmful, you know, these drugs can be to your community, because on the other end, you know, you are on the other end making a living for your family. And then to sit back and be like, okay, this particular drug, which is a very dangerous drug, I've seen people, you know, really have a bad response to this drug, even to death. And so, you know, I do applaud the strategy that they had to come up with to keep these people off the streets, let alone, you know, on the opposite end. It's sad, because some people feel like that's the only way of life that they know, is to sell drugs and provide for their family.
Yeah. You got any thoughts on the matter?
Well, I just, you know, what really stood out to me was the way that they were so strategic in catching the people.
Right.
You know, that's really what stuck out to me. And it's like I'm listening to him, and he say that they did a little bit, then they went to a bigger bit, and it's like they just played them the whole time, and nobody's seen it.
That was months.
You know.
That was
so it was just strategic. It should. That message should go out to all people that trying to get into that game, trying to play that game. Just know it ain't gonna work, because they got ways.
I don't feel. Yeah, I feel like now we gotta realize that is just not the way to go. You know,
and you know, it's so many other opportunities out here to make a living now. You know, you have the Wi-Fi, internet, podcast, all this stuff.
Yeah.
There's no excuse for you not to have something to make you some legit money.
That's right, B. It's
cooking
always,
cakes, mowing lawns, handyman. Like we making money out of literally everyday duties. You know, people. A lady was at the shop, and she said she been folding clothes for 13 years. Wash and fold. That's all she do. And she make a living. So I do get it. And that is a message. That's what I seen. Like, they're going to use this strategy they came up with to put fear in the streets, to let people know this ain't the way you want to go, because you're going to get caught.
Thank you.
I was looking at a longer edit, and I actually saw the amount of fentanyl it takes to actually kill a human. It was showing one of those small bags.
I think I seen that in piece, but it was quick. It was like on the news. Yeah.
The amount was so small. I mean, it was so small. It was so small you could barely see it, but it was there. You know, it was like a little small piece. It was, and that's all it took. That's all it took. That
and our young people, even people that still smoke marijuana, they don't realize that they are lacing that marijuana with that type of drug. You're like, oh no, this the real deal. Man, listen, all right. At some point, that I believe that our marijuana is just not safe like it used to be.
I pray for my brothers, you know, and my sisters out there, you know, keep them in my prayers. But yeah, the worse things get, the more we get aware and try to make a difference, man. But yeah, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. You know, we can talk all we want, but you have to want to change yourself, and you know you can't start until you start yourself. You know, but you can change. It's up to you. You know, it's up to you. You just have to make that change.
And if you don't make the change, sometimes God will create the change.
Yeah.
Like he did for majority of us. Because I used to be I used to be heavy on that. Well, I used to be like they used to call it back in the days a weed head. I was a professional.
Mm.
But I mean, but God changed it. He changed it. Like,
Yeah,
and it can.
Yeah.
Deliverance can come
Yeah, he's
because it's not safe. The drugs are they're mixing drugs and all. It's just not. Nobody can't be trusted. They just want you to buy what they have, which is
Yeah.
quote unquote the best.
That's
You
right.
know, and they doing that. They lacing it.
That's right. That's right. And that's how the young people end up losing their life and overdose and things like that.
Mm.
And it's even, you know, it's even on a bigger scale in the bigger cities and whatnot, you know, but we're starting to see it here right at our home, you know. So that's why Grown Man Podcast exists, to make things like this aware. Back season 3, we had a Molly episode. I don't know if you remember that, but we did a Molly episode on the epidemic of what it was doing to Orlando and Pine Hills. You guys should definitely go and check that out. But if all minds and all hearts are clear, we'll go ahead and, well, before I move on to the next current event, we have a few comments. Trinice, if you'd be so kind to read them as they come aboard the screen.
Read my mind. All righty, let's go ahead and do it. We have the God. How would you pronounce that?
The God of Shaw?
The God of Shaw.
The God of Shaw?
Okay, Ashar.
Yeah, Ashar.
Okay. Ashar say, what's good? We have a total of 8 shares. Good. Thank you guys for sharing, because that's more important. People need to be exposed to this podcast. So thank you for all of our eight people that shared the podcast.
Absolutely. God bless you. Yes. Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any more comments?
No comments.
All right. Well, we'll keep it moving right along. Again, as she said, you guys could be what Gangster would normally say, and as Sis just said, thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you for your comments, and thank you for sharing. You could be anywhere else, but you decided to tune in to Grown Man Podcast, and we appreciate that. God bless you. Let's go ahead and move right along to the next current event.
We are following a deadly shooting in South Oroville.
Action News Now reporter Chloe Curtis has been there live for the past hour or so. So, Chloe, what information can you give us that you've learned?
Haley and Alan, right now we know that one person is dead in this shooting and another person's been taken to the police station to be interviewed. Now, we did talk to the mother of one of the boys involved. That shooting happened here in the home right here behind me, and the mother of one of the boys says that they are 19 and 15 years old and that it was a 15-year-old that was shot. She says that her son and that 15-year-old were in a bedroom and that a gun was involved and that the gun accidentally went off. Again, that's a 15-year-old boy that was killed in this shooting, according to the mother that I talked to. This happened a couple hours ago, just after 3:30 or so. There's been several police here on scene, several family members. It's a very sad situation out here. Everybody that I've talked to has said how devastating this has been to the family and the friends involved in this situation. The sheriff's coroners are also on scene, and that other individual, the 19-year-old male, is at the police station for questioning. They're investigating as to whether this was intentional or accidental, so that information is not confirmed right now, but police are still on scene. They're asking people to avoid this area. That's Fort Wayne Street and Burlington Avenue here in Oroville, and we'll continue following this story and bring you those updates as we learn more. Live in Oroville, Chloe Curtis, Action News Now. Coverage you can count on.
Thank you, Chloe. And again, police are not confirming that it was accidental, but the mother told Chloe that it was. So we'll have the very latest tonight on Action News Now at 10 and 11.
I want to give a shout out to Action News from Oroville for that coverage of that video. We did that coverage of Oroville because that news clip for shouts out for Gangster in his area and his neighborhood. That's why we did that news clip, and to show you guys what's going on out there in his county and in his area and whatnot. And this is so sad. So our condolences from GMP to that 15-year-old and to his family. God bless him. God bless him.
That's a sad case.
Yeah, it's a very sad case. It's a very sad case. And MJB, you were saying as
Yeah, I was thinking for him to get the gun, he was playing around with it for it to go off. You know, that's what I was saying. I mean, but then on top of all of that, why was if it's at your house and that's your gun or your parents' gun or whatever, why is the clip and all that loaded up in it? I mean, I know you gotta have it protected, but that boy found that gun, so he knew where it was. The parents probably was gone. Cause you know, if your parents home, you ain't finna be playing around with his gun. You shouldn't. That's how I look at it. So yeah, that's a sad case. That's a sad case. Now they done lost their brother. Yeah.
Yeah, at the age of 15.
Thank you.
To our viewers and to our viewers and fans out there, if you guys watching, we'd love to hear your comments and your views and your thoughts regarding these stories.
Yeah, sad case.
Our condolences again to that young man and his family. God bless him. Sis, any comments regarding this?
Two things. It could have been a situation where they were playing with their older brother or parents' guns, not being supervised, not being educated about what they were playing with, you know, the safety measures of that particular firearm. But again, like for him to be 15, you have 15-year-olds that do carry. Whether if their parents know or not. So, you know, I don't know. When we was growing up, our room was not to be locked. The door couldn't be locked. Our parents would randomly come in there, flipping mattresses, making us clean up under the bed, pulling things out of the closet. They didn't do that for nothing. They did that because they were looking for something. Even though we were kids, we probably didn't know. We probably said, "Oh, they want to tear up the room because we're keeping it dirty." But we don't do that anymore. And
I think that's where I get it from, sis.
Right, and
I do that. I still go in there and I be like, "Hey, what you doing?" You know,
I flip beds and all, like for real. And I start young.
You gotta be nosy, man. Yeah.
Right, you got to be nosy. And here's the thing: he's 15. The person that was in the room with him was 19. Who knows? A 19-year-old probably brought the gun. They probably was, you know, playing around with it, not educated, and the gun goes off and kills the 50-year-old, which was the victim, because the 19-year-old was present. Yeah. So if anything, you know, it needs to be, you know, repercussion behind that. You know,
investigation. Yeah. Now I was thinking the same thing. You know, when MJB was talking, I was thinking the same thing. You know, what happened? You know, in that room. You know, with that.
Yeah. The parents probably didn't even know that they had a gun in that room. It looked like they was just playing, and that 15-year-old got a hold of that gun, probably shot himself, and the 19-year-old probably brought it to the house.
Yeah.
Who knows? But God bless the family, and my prayers go out to the family. Because regardless of what, both of them are family members, and it's a double loss.
Yeah. That's a loss for everybody, man.
That 19-year-old will never be the same.
It's a loss for everybody, man.
I'm quite sure it was not his intention to bring that gun to that house, or even have a 15-year-old to be exposed to that gun. He should have been like, "Man, let me get that gun, man. You got no business with this gun." But we don't teach these young adults how to keep these babies accountable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everything's secretive.
Yeah, we talked about this last season and the season before that as far as these guns and putting them up and having them locked and making sure they're on a place where they can't reach them. And
that's right.
And all these things, you know, we go over this over and over each year. You know, as we don't just talk to you guys about these things. We try to live these things. You know, we try to implement these things in our own lives. You know, as we share these things with you.
You have to. That's the only way you're gonna know it works.
Yeah, exactly. And
Yeah.
It's hard. If we don't share these things, if we don't share this information, if we don't talk to each other, if we don't help each other out, man, the world still needs the village.
I remember having a firearm in my house, and I had teenagers, and I kept that firearm somewhere where if any one of us needed to get it, you know what I'm saying? But my kids was educated on what it was, where it was. Don't touch it. God forbid if anything was to happen. This is where it wasn't a situation where I took that firearm, brought it into my house as if, okay, this is just something to flaunt with, or this is just something to have. No, this is like, this is what this is. Do not touch it. Like I
You educated them. Yes.
firearm, and they knew if my mama went home, somebody, a intruder came in here, this is what I can do. Go here, do this, do that, and that, and the third. And I had teenagers, so it's important that if you have that in your house, you got to expose that information to your kids and help them understand what is this for, and not to flaunt. But at some point, the way our society going, you have to have that in the house.
You're right. You gotta have something.
Yeah. That's right. That's right. If all minds and all hearts are clear, any comments? No comments? All right, no comments. All right. If all minds and all hearts are clear, and we don't have any more current events, we'll be right back after these messages.
Great. And I just first, before we start anything, just want to say thank you for allowing me to be a part of this platform, because I think that you guys are awesome, especially for the language that you are speaking to the body, to the nation. So I'm true to be a part of this. So thank you again.
I love everything you guys are doing, man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. For real. It's time. This is the time right now. Yes, sir. What you guys are doing right now, man. So believe me, God is moving, and that's what I love. That's why I'm here.
Well, I mean, first of all, I'm glad to be finally on the Grown Men podcast. All right. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, I feel like I'm eating steak and potatoes. That's real. Yeah, we ain't on milk today. I like it. Yeah, we ain't on that milk. Yeah, we ain't on that. I like it. I'm so glad to be in episode 7.
Yes. Honored to be on you guys. Such a fan, so thank y'all so much for this opportunity.
Good. Hey, I'm happy to be on your show, man. You know what I'm saying? Finally. You know what I'm saying? I've been supporting for a minute, but I'm happy to be on your show finally. Get here and talk around with y'all.
Man, y'all, it was easy. Shit, y'all some real.
Man, I appreciate the Gangsta's Corner, bro. I've been watching for a while.
Well, before we get started, I want to just tell y'all thank you for sharing your platform with me and allow me to come sit down and eat these particular things. I greatly appreciate that.
And going into season 2, this thing, hey man, a lot of people don't understand the podcast method, man, but it's about to take off. It's about to take off to the next level. And as long as y'all stay rooted and stay grounded, man, y'all gonna be part of that takeoff, man, because y'all got a nice platform. You got a decent platform.
Yes, sir. God bless you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Thank you so much to our guests, to our fans throughout the years from season 1 all the way to season 4. Thank you guys so much. We appreciate your love and your support. God bless you. Thank you so much from the bottom of our heart, GMP. Thank y'all so much for tuning in and joining us. Let's go ahead and get the remainder of the show started. We'll go ahead and get the next segment. Bring it on in. Family and relationships.
Family and relationships.
Family and relationships. In this segment, in these segments, is where we take a moment to give you guys the bits of our hearts, of our mind, of our energy, of our past experiences. And as we are learning things ourselves, or have learned things, we tend to share those things with you in order to give you new options that you might have not thought about because they say that people live their lives based on the story that they believe about themselves. So let us take a moment to distract your story with our story. Family relationships. Sis, you can take off for me.
I knew you was gonna do that. Now
Yeah.
listen, family and relationships. Our last couple of shows, I have been talking about family, but tonight I'm just going to hit on some corners when it comes down to relationships and companionship. I want to talk to my singles. Um, I just wanted to drop 3 nuggets in. Hey, gangster!
What's that, man?
I
That's it.
Okay.
Oh man,
What's
you,
good, bro?
You blew it. You blew it. What's up,
What up,
man?
man?
That was
What
one.
up,
That
man?
was
I still can't see y'all.
can't see us. We can
Nah,
see
man,
you.
they messed up. Yeah, they messed up my internet, man. They got me going. I've been on the phone cussing ass out for the last 2 hours, man. Now
Hey,
I'm on my hotspot on the phone trying to get on, man.
well, you
Bad, man. I
on?
didn't mean to interrupt the show, man. I apologize.
Well, the 3 things that I wanted to touch on with family and relations is for our singles. So the 3 things I don't know why I'm echoing. But the 3 things I would love us to focus on when it comes down to being single is 1, why we're single. 2, where are we going? What is the mission in your singleness? And 3, what are your goals right in your single? Everybody's so hyped up in relationships, companionships, but God got us single for a reason. This is our singleness in season, and we got to execute it. So, why are you single? Where are you going in your singleness season? And what are your goals? Because when you are blessed with that companion, you don't got nothing going on. You can't expect him or her to bring what they got going on in your world. We gotta work on that. So for my singles, what, where, and why in your singleness executed?
Yeah.
Well said. Well said. As usual, well said. Well said. To my guest MJB, any thoughts on family and relationships this week, sir?
Yeah, just love your family and take time out with your family. You know, because we ain't no telling when God gonna call us. So it's time for your family to be there. Be there with them. I be hanging out with my sister lately. I've been enjoying it. You know, I help her. With things, and we get to conversate. So yeah, I really appreciate that time. And then my niece then started calling me back. She way over in DC, but we talk and we get our little bond going on like that. And I appreciate that. That's a moment in time with family.
That's right.
So that's what I mean when I say just love your family. Yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff, MJB.
Amen.
Good stuff, brother. Good stuff. Good stuff from my host coming out of the panel. Good stuff, family relationships, MJB and Trinice B. I'll close it out with family relationships. I'll be short and to the point. I wanted to talk about ups and downs. Ups and downs. Family relationships, ups and downs, ups and downs, ups and downs. So you, as my pastor would always say, life is not always going to be hunky dory. You got to take the good with the bad. You got to take the ups with the downs, the good with the bad. And sometimes sometimes life can be so good for a long period of time with no problems, no deaths, no sickness, no poverty. Everything's working well. Kids acting like they got good sense. You know, sometimes everything can work well, and we forget that bad times are coming. They're coming. We forget that they're coming, so we're not prepared. So we have to remember that they're coming. Now they're not coming to stay. No, they're coming to pass, but they're coming. So when it comes, you don't be of shock. Give thanks to God for the good time, for the good days. And when things go wrong, give thanks to God for when things go wrong, because you know that you're going to be all right.
But you're not. Well, one thing I
Go
can
ahead,
say when you
JP.
on that point you were speaking on when you say bad times are coming,
Mm-hmm.
I look at it as a time for strengthening because you've gotten to a level right now in your life. So now you got to be tested again to see how strong you can become more in your life. So and some people may look at it as the bad times, but yeah, it could be a bad time. But at the same time, you got to look at it like, okay, you know what? God is sitting me down to help me get a more focus on if I'm moving too fast. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying, brother. It is a strategic disguise.
Yeah.
That God is strategic. It is an option. Okay, so we're set up. It's a strategic disguise that God has placed in our lives. It looks like a problem or a situation, but it's a strategic design to help you get from A to B, like MJB was just saying. You have to look at it as for what it is. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Yeah, because when that happens, and it happens to all of us. Sometime on a big level, sometime on a small level. But when you get when it's on that level to where you can't go forward, backwards, sideways, that lets you know that okay, it's time for me to start listening. That's what time it is. Because the only way that you can proceed, the only way that you can really hear God for what it's supposed to do for your life is to be still, be at peace, you see, and that's what I mean by when them hard times come and you can't go forward or backwards and up and down, you just sitting like this. That means listen.
Yes.
That's all.
There's so much noise in the silence. I didn't mean to cut you off, Sense, but there's so much information. There's so much knowledge in the silence. That's why you have to be still. I didn't mean to cut you off, sis. Go ahead, sis.
Oh, I had nothing to say because he was speaking to me. Boy, I ain't have nothing to say.
I appreciate it.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Family relationships is hot. To our viewers, if y'all have any comments, thoughts, or views regarding family relationships, you are more than welcome. Let us hear them. Let us hear them.
Yes.
We'll move
We have
right
a
on. We got a comment, sis? Okay, go ahead.
Gary Wells, he says, greetings, GP.
Gary. SJ1.
Oh, yeah.
SJ1. What's going on, Gary? Much love and respect, brother. We love you, man. We praying for you, man. God bless you, brother.
That's real.
Yeah, man. Thanks for tuning in, G. We appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Yeah, go ahead. Keep going. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
We got free ciphers. Say peace.
Okay, what's up? Peace, bro.
And we got Buddy B. Shout out to the GMP.
Buddy B.
And the GMP panel host. Still riding with you.
Buddy B.
Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in, Buddy B. We appreciate you, man. Free cipher. Thank y'all for tuning in, man. Thank y'all for tuning in. God bless you, man. Appreciate you.
Amen.
Okay. All right.
Next segment.
We move right along to the next segment.
Building morale.
Building morale, building up the morality of our young men, and now with our young women as well. The mic is hot. MJB or Trinice, either one of you guys can take it.
Well, I just appreciate the whole thought and idea of this podcast that we've all been a part of, because this is going to help build the morale.
That's right.
You know?
That's right.
So that's what I appreciate, and we talking positive stuff to reach someone out there. You know.
That's right.
And that's really what the podcast was created for, to help. You know. Because we can always have the same stuff, you know, people bashing each other, talking and gossiping. Hey man, we just live life, and we try to give an understanding of how you want to do it. To just know that you can change somebody. That's it.
That's right.
Well, building morale for me is tonight is each one teach one. Learn not to be a gatekeeper. Too many times we know information that can help our sister, our brother, and we gatekeepers. We don't want to share it, and until we've gotten our enough out of it. But each one teach one.
Yeah, that's real.
Good stuff. Real good stuff. Right to the point. Good stuff, MJB. Good stuff, Trinice B. I appreciate you guys.
Amen.
Absolutely, absolutely. Building morale. Building morale. So for this week, I'll close it out for you guys. Building morale. So tonight I wanted to talk to you about don't put things off. Don't put things off. Number one, you don't have the time. Nobody knows what's going to happen tomorrow. Nobody knows what's going to happen the next second, the next minute. You just don't know. And I don't care what you say, you don't know. So don't put things off. If you can do it now, go ahead and knock it out. Go ahead and do it. Save yourself that time in the future.
Yeah.
So defer no time. Don't lose time. Defer no time, because delays have dangerous ends. You mess around with your time. You basically just saying use your time wisely. Okay.
Yeah.
If you keep putting things off, if you keep putting things off until you're sure of it, I'm gonna just wait until I get my ducks in a row. I still need a couple more dollars. I still need a couple more things I got to do before I do this.
Mm-hmm.
If you keep putting things off until you're sure of it, you'll never get anything done. Just do it now. What you have right now is enough. Just use what you have right now. You have to use everything that you have. Do it now.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Amen.
All right. Building morale. Go ahead, B.
And you know, one thing that sticks out to me when you speak on that is like when something comes to my mind, like once it comes, I try to implement that. I try to get on it right then. You know, it could be just a thought. You know, oh, you forgot to do this. Go on and do it now. You don't walk all the way down the road, turn around, go do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Knock it out.
Knock it out. You know, and I try to implement that within my walk.
Yeah,
and it works. It works.
Yeah, you'll be glad that you did.
Yeah, you do.
I mean, you need more time. Yeah. And my boss was talking about time. You know, sometimes you gotta buy time. You need to use your time wisely. You know.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't have time.
So they always have it. They just allow other things to preoccupy them not to have it.
Yeah, we have to prioritize properly in our life because we are on borrowed time.
Yeah,
that's right. I don't know if people know what that means. I hope
It's simple. We've been hearing it since we've been our grandmothers, grandfathers, like our elders has always told us, like, God coming soon. And it still stands. And we get wasteful with our time.
That's
think we got time.
That's what I was gonna say, sis. I hope you don't have. I hope nobody have to go through a tragedy, you know, to see what God is trying to tell you.
Yeah, go back. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's
a lot of people don't make it out of it. A lot of people don't make it out of the tests that they have to go through.
But we also have to pay attention to certain things within our life. Pay attention to ourselves when we're going through stuff like that, or either, you know, you gotta just pay attention. Certain things come.
Right.
Certain things come, and you just gotta be aware.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when things pop out the blue or something that be like, oh man, that was a thought that I had on my mind. Boom, there it is. Let me go and handle that. You know, you gotta be on that frequency to really, but that takes being at peace with yourself.
When you
You can't be out here ripping, running, and I gotta do this. Da, 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 da. No, sometimes before you jump, think about it first. Just take a little 5 minutes, just chill, and then boom, there go daddy, and now I can go.
You can think. Yeah. When you use your time wisely, you're showing gratitude. When you use your time wisely, you're showing gratitude.
That's right.
So give gratitude for today and be prepared for tomorrow.
Amen.
We're going to take a quick pause for the calls. We'll be right back after these messages from Free Cycle.
That technique ain't been working. Them just hiding it in the books. Because we've been cracking them books open. We're cracking them books open. They don't teach our children that we as the people benefited from being slaves. We benefited from slavery. We got out of slavery. I mean, and the people that's coming out to speak on this here, to speak against it, y'all missing the whole point.
What can we implement and on a daily basis, to get away from killing each other? That's the problem. What's the solution?
Shouts out to Free Cypher. Shouts out to Free Cypher for that educational lesson, brother. Shouts out.
Oh yeah, he always be on that. You know, I really enjoy speaking with him. He always be on that knowledge, wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's.
And I love it. I love wisdom. That's one thing I do love, because it helps me get a understanding of who I am,
right,
and how I operate within a system that's all God.
You preaching tonight, boy.
That's how I am, though.
That's GMP right there, man. That's GMP.
Go ahead. Well, you preaching tonight, boy. I'm about to get my ties off.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't, but I try to teach other people, and I just try to help them to be aware. Don't pay attention to me, because I'm trying to pay attention to myself. You need to do this. You need to do that for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Once you start to see that, you'll see, okay, I messed up there. I need to slow down here. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It'll be that type of information that comes to you.
Mm-hmm.
So
I tell you, MJB, we miss your energy, man, your knowledge, brother. We miss it all, brother. We miss it all, King. Some good stuff, man. Real good stuff.
That's how I be. This is just me. That's how I am, man. You know, when
it comes from experience.
I'm still, and you know what? I'm still going through. That's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
You know, it's like watching it all unfold.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's on another level. Y'all go ahead, man.
Good stuff, brother. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Thank you too much to our viewers for watching and tuning in. We love you and appreciate you so much. We're going to go ahead and go to our next segment of the evening.
Knowledge, wisdom, understanding.
Knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Thank y'all so much.
We already gave it to y'all. Y'all better hey.
Listen.
You heard what
you know what? As it was speaking, I was like, I can't say no more, man. I can't say.
You already boy, listen.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all take the flow, man. Teach me something. You feel me?
Well, I can say you have a lot of jewels, and thank God for a platform like this that you can drop those jewels, because our young men and women need it. I was blessed with a few things that you said, and that's what God had been dealing with me on even right now, about being still and, analyzing my moves, analyzing what's going on. Don't just be a busybody. Make sure your steps are sure. And with that being said, for me tonight, I just want to share with everybody that greater is He that is in you than he that is in the world. And if God is for you, who capitals can be against you? And we just have to be very careful, because I know that we have all been through something or another, but fear has a way of paralyzing us from moving forward. And I just want to encourage everybody to not allow fear to paralyze you, because greater is He that is in you than he that is in the world. And if God is for you, who can be against you? Let's do it. Let's get about our Father's business. Let's move forward despite of what we experience. Let's do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. That's real good stuff, sis. And just to touch on what you just said about fear, fear is that's the acronym of false evidence appearing real. It's just an acknowledgement that you're getting closer to that goal. And maybe you want to say something before.
Just like what you said, it's letting you know that you're almost to your goal. Basically, let's see how strong you can overcome this test. And that's hey, and we get tested every day.
Mm-hmm.
It could be minimal or it could be big.
Mm-hmm.
But just when it comes, you gotta say, okay, here I go being tested again. How should I respond? And that's how I try to look at it. Sometimes I may respond the wrong way and be like, boom, knock myself back. Like, oh man, I did wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you just gotta, take it like that, to a certain degree.
Yeah, that's good stuff. That's good stuff. And you got to be ready for them tests. That's so true, MJP. That's so true.
I learned something last night. I got stopped by the officers. Yeah.
Okay. You got pulled over.
Pulled over.
Okay.
Well, now listen. I've been doing it, getting away with it. So it was just one particular time. I said, bum, stop me. But listen, I'm gonna show you how the blessing came.
Okay.
It was just for me to sit my behind down and do the right thing.
Okay.
Because the cops say, I'm not finna give you a ticket. I'm just gonna give you a warning. But this is the type of stuff that you have to start to see. Right. There you go. Right. And now that has happened to me, I'm not going to play with it no more. Why?
That's right. You pay attention. You learned that lesson.
There you go.
Yeah, man. You're usable.
Hey, man, you have to become that vessel. That vessel.
The Bible says in Matthew, I don't mean to be quoting scriptures.
That's all right.
But the Bible says in Matthew 23:11, your servant will be the greatest amongst you. So as you begin to give yourself, you begin to find out who you really are and what your purpose is. But I'm not going to go into that.
No,
we'll
you all right.
All right. We're not going to go into that.
And you can't deny it either.
Yes, ma'am. That's right.
You can't deny it either.
And it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful when you see it happening in your life. You can be like, you know what? Let me stop rushing because I'm being carried now.
Yeah.
Hold on. What you just said, bro? You good tonight, boy. Bro, say, hold on. Let me stop rushing. Because I'm being carried now. Like that, I seen that in a vision, bro.
Yeah.
For real.
But that's where you come to when you just feel. I mean, it's certain times for everything, but
that's right.
You just got to know your place and position.
That was good. I mean, literally, I seen like you being carried off your feet. So, I mean, like literally, like God just like, you know, you say, let me start rushing. You know, when you think about rushing, you think about, okay, you in movement, your feet is moving. But when you say, let me start rushing because I'm being carried now. That's that grace, man. Y'all bless me tonight.
Yeah, you see how I just gave you the story. You feel me? Like
right.
We got the story, bro. We got it.
No, I'm just seeing. I'm looking at it how it's looking at me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm being carried. I spoke.
Yeah, man, I seen that.
And that didn't just. I'm gonna be honest with you. That this stuff is not like it just comes. It's not like I'm trying to speak these type of things, but it just comes.
But that's where God has you, and that's good. Like Chan said, like if you don't understand, the greatest thing is serving, and we are serving on tonight. And for those that are tuning in, I mean, y'all got to subscribe. Y'all got to be a part of. Y'all got to stay tuned. Every Tuesday, we are here, you know, and it's just beautiful how God is using you. I mean, I've never heard you speak, but I got like God speaking to you for me. I'm gonna start rushing. I'm being carried. I'm gonna start rushing. I'm being carried. Man, I personalize that.
That's all. We all being carried. We just got to slow down and pay attention to it. Absolutely. You know? Just know that God exists and follow it. That's all.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. And since if you pick that up, I'm sure some of the fans out there pick that up.
That's what I said. They stand with it. Stay tuned.
That's good. That leads me into my closing mark for knowledge and understanding. I close it out and just be talking about God, and I just wanted to touch on something real fast. And the thoughts and the views and opinions of this segment and the host that you see across this panel is our views and our views alone. FYI. So I said that to say, so this is my belief, and it's based off of the things that I went through in my life. It's what as Tupac would say, where's your report? So as I add up the things that I've went through, this would be partial of my report. So after going through a few things in my life, what I found out is that we all were created. I didn't create myself. The first man didn't create himself. Something created him. So that creator, whatever you would have it to be, created this life that we're living now. And so as we go through our journey and we go through these trials and tribulations that are strategically designed as me and MJB was talking about earlier, we learn things and we learn things and we grow from the things and we apply them as we go from them. And so,
process of growth.
For me personally, I reached down a path to where, my father was a Christian. We lived a Christian life, so we grew up in a Christian household. So we would always call Jesus when we needed help. Some families would live a different way. They would do this or they would do that. Some people say Jehovah, like Jehovah Witnesses, and then you have some people, from the Hebrew text, Yahshua. That's just means Joshua in the English language, but Yahshua. So my point is, there's a lot of different names to this energy source that we're calling on. There's a lot of different names. There's a lot of different things behind that. There's a lot of different things that we use to call on help for. And my point is, none of those names matter.
Thank you.
None of the names matter, because when you reach out and you say, "Hey," you're reaching out from the end of yourself, and you're talking and you're reaching out. That energy source knows exactly who you're talking to. So today's subject was titled "The Bridge." I'm thankful for the bridge that God laid out for us. Some of us be living a life this way, a Muslim or a Jehovah Witness or a Christian or Buddha or whatever it may be. And as they go from trying to search this energy source, that's gonna help them and save them, they're calling on him, and as they do that, it knows what you need and where you are, and it's provided for you. And if you pay attention, like we've been talking about all night, if you pay attention, you can see it unfold. So use your time wisely, my brothers and sisters. Use your time wisely. God bless you, your brother Chance. We got a few more words. Go ahead, MJB.
Oh, I was just gonna say, it's pay attention to your thought forms and how they manifest. Because sometimes they'll manifest in the wrong way. But you won't think that it was your thought form. You'll be like, "Oh, that was the devil." Look, stop putting it into your ego. That is your devil. Your ego.
Let me tell you what happened to him, MJB. Let me tell you what happened to him. What happened to him? See, there's only two ways things can enter into your soul and your mind and your spirit. Only two ways: your ears and your eyes. So you need to watch what you listen to, and you need to watch what you look at.
There you go.
That's why they say it's the loser tube. There's nothing on that TV to help you. What are you using your time for?
All right, man.
Let's get out of here, man.
We'll ride this thing.
We're gonna get out of here. Sis, you got anything to tell them before we close it out?
I sure don't. I don't have anything to say. I am full. I needed this,
Yes, ma'am. We always can use each other motivation and encouragement. And that's why we do this every Tuesday night at 7:30 p.m. We appreciate you guys tuning in and watching. Any comments we need to shout out? God bless you guys so much for tuning in and watching. We'll see y'all at the same place. MJB, thank you for joining in.
You're welcome, brother.
Coming to see us. Janice, we love you, sis. We'll see y'all the same place, same time.
Grown men